Apex Trader Funding remains my number one top-rated and recommended trader evaluation company for all you prospective and current futures traders out there. You want to learn more about Apex and why they are my number one recommended company? Stick around, we're going to go over it.
Gotta get more followers.
Everyone, welcome to 2023. I'm excited for the year. 2022 was so fantastic, and I think things are only going to be better in 2023. Today, we're going to go over Apex Trader Funding and why they remain my number one recommended trader evaluation out there in the futures trader evaluation streets, guys. I've been with Apex since October 2021, over a year, and I've received payouts every single month since November 2021. Apex at the end of 2022 made a bunch of changes for the benefit of traders. We're going to go over all that as well, so we got a lot to cover. First things first, you are looking at my website, CanadianFuturesTrader.ca. There's a link down below. If you haven't visited before, be sure to check it out. I keep it updated with all the latest, greatest trader evaluation deals and promotions. I have full reviews. I have right here under trader evaluation reviews, I have a full free futures course. Guys, there's absolutely nothing for sale on my website, like 100%. Everything is for free. I started in the world of trader evaluations about going on, almost 4 years now, I believe. I started my website as a hobby. It's grown, and I love keeping it up to date and passing on those deals to you. If you happen to be seeing this before January 3rd, 2023, I know it's kind of late notice, but if you're not in the know, Apex is running a 90% off sale. It's the first time they've ever done this. It's a fantastic promo. I have no idea if they would ever go this big again. But pretty exciting. You can use that code CFT promo. You will get the best price. And even if a different sale is going on, you will automatically get the best price using the code CFT promo. As well, I encourage you to read my Apex review. If you sign up for email notifications, I send out an email when there's bigger promos that are going on. So if you don't necessarily want to have to come to my website and check it every day to see if there's something new, sign up for email notifications. I don't spam. I don't send out a lot of emails. It's only when really great sales are going on out there. You can read my full review of Apex. All about the program, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, try to be unbiased about everything. And all of that said, guys, let's get to Apex themselves. So Apex Trader Funding was started in September of 2021 by Daryl Martin. Daryl is a well-known trader out there in the trader streets. He also runs apexinvesting.com, and that's what he had run for years and years. At some point, he wanted to start his own trader evaluation company, and it's taken off from there. It's just a huge hit, taking the industry by storm, 100%, probably the biggest trader evaluation company out there. So let's take a quick look. Obviously, you can come to the site. By the way, there's links down below, and I'll put the promo code down below as well. So if you use that promo code, you'll always get the best discount. But let's first look at their account sizes. So this is actually one of the benefits. I might kind of sprinkle in the benefits as we go through this video, even though I kind of want to do a summary at the end. One of the benefits is they have a huge selection of account sizes, starting at 25K and then just incrementally increasing all the way up to a 300K, which is what I have been funded with. I'm always a fan of the bigger size accounts, and Apex offers it. So you have a nice big selection of account sizes, and of course, keep in mind, currently in the next day, you can get 90% off, but typically there's also a 50% off sale going as well. Use that code CFT promo, you'll always get the best price. One of the changes, I'll just kind of mention it here since we're here, that they did just not too long ago was they have a full 10-to-1 ratio on micros now. A lot of companies don't. So for example, this 300K, it's 35 regular contracts, I like to call them, or 350 micro. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio. A lot of companies don't do that. They will kind of ding you a little bit on the micro side. And Apex, in all fairness, did as well up until just a few weeks ago. But now it is a full 10-to-1 ratio on the micro. So if you're a micros trader, you trade your heart out. 350 micros on this big account. Got to love that. As well, just since we're here and we're looking at it, let's touch on it real quick. So if you're familiar with the trader evaluation world, you take the evaluation, you have to reach the goals, not break any of the rules, of which there's really not too many. But if you were to break a rule, you're able to reset your account if you want. So basically you start over from scratch. and that fee is $80 to reset your account. Now, you kind of have to do the math. Sometimes it's almost cheaper just to cancel your account and re-sign up than it is to pay the $80, but that depends on what account size you're in and what deal you got, etc. But just know that account resets are $80, which is definitely on the low. If it's not the lowest, it's definitely on the low end as far as reset fees. As well, one of the other changes they made recently, which is another benefit to traders. So once you pass the evaluation, you get your performance account is what it will be called. There's typically a monthly fee. So most companies have either a monthly fee that you pay or you pay a one-time fee and no ongoing fees. Now this fee is paid to cover your data, cover withdrawal fees. Well, Apex introduced the ability to choose, and I believe they're the only company that's doing this. So you can either choose to pay $85 a month, or you can select a one-time fee. Now, the one-time fee costs a bit more if you just want an upfront one-time fee. That is definitely my preference, and it's nice that they introduced this. Before, it was always just $85 a month. So now it's just a one-time fee. You pay that, and then there's literally no fees ever again. You just trade your heart out, do your withdrawals, and life is pretty good. Now, I mentioned I've been with Apex since October 2021, been receiving payouts since November 2021. Definitely the biggest accounts that I have. Now, I'm funded with a lot of different companies, but Apex definitely, I mean, the title of this video holds true. It's definitely my recommended company when people ask me who would I go with. If you're just starting out or, you just want to focus on one company, I would go with Apex. If you're familiar with me or if you're not, you should check it out on my YouTube channel. I actually bought a Porsche, most of which I did with trading profits. A lot of that from Apex. Did that in April 2021. You can check that video out. I actually bought a Jeep as well, brand new Jeep. Not trying to flex too much, but it's hard not to be proud of your accomplishments when you're buying Porsches outright with your futures trading profits. And really, it's the trader valuation world and companies like Apex that have allowed me to kind of grow my success rapidly. Just providing all the capital, being able to get in there, make the mistakes up front, work things out, become a better trader, and now all things are sky's the limit type of situation. I'll mention here as well, I've done quite a few videos on Apex, so I'm going to put links down below to some of my other ones where I've gone over benefits in the past, just if you want to visit those, or if I leave something out of this video and I didn't address it, maybe you can check out one of those. But certainly things have changed over the course of the year, again, for the better. So I want to quickly just go through this list that they have on their website. This very first point was one of the other changes that they made that was to the benefit of the trader. I didn't lie when I said there was a lot of changes. All three of these are changes they made in recent months. So you receive 100% of your first 25K. It used to be 10K. So now the first 25K that you make on each account is 100% yours. That's pretty good. And then you keep 90% after that. So, you make 125K, you're keeping 100% of the first 25K and you're keeping 90% of the additional 100K. And of course, there's also no limits. I mean, there's no point where you're no longer able to do withdrawals. It's trade, like I said, I've been with them for over a year, and believe me, have received fairly substantial payouts. Other big change they made is 2 payouts per month. So it used to be once per month. A lot of companies are like that. Now it is 2 payouts per month. I won't get into the weeds with how it works, but basically between the 1st and the 5th and the 15th and the 20th is when you have to put in your request. So say it's the 1st, right now it happens to be January 2nd as I record this video. I put in my payout request, and that's the payout I would receive on the 15th. You can qualify in as little as 7 days. Another change they made, it used to be 10 days, but they recognized that a lot of traders, myself included, I tend to pass fairly quickly. It seems to be there's 2 camps. Either people really want to take their time and just kind of like ease into it and maybe spread it over 10, 20, 30 days, maybe even months, which is totally fine. Or you have people more like myself who goes in hot, trades my heart out, and tries to pass in as few days as possible just so it's in the books and I'm done. That is me. I passed my first Apex account in 4 days. The second one, I don't remember honestly, but it was definitely under 10 days. So they reduced it. They said, you know what, most people are passing, so let's just cut it down to 7 days. So you have to trade for at least 7 days. You can reach the profit goal before 7 days, but you're still going to have to do a trade each day. But this saves 3 days. Believe me, those days are long when you're trying to kill, several days. So reducing it to 7 was nice. Full-size contracts, that's, nothing's changed there. There's no scaling, which again isn't a change, but I mean, that's fantastic. A lot of companies do have scaling plans. And what's really nice is a lot of companies don't necessarily have a scaling plan during the evaluation, but once you pass, there is all of a sudden a scaling plan, meaning you can't trade, like that big account is 35 contracts. Well, when you pass with other companies, they might, really restrict you on that to start. With Apex, nope, right away, 35 contracts. So that is fantastic. No daily drawdowns. You can trade on holidays. Honestly, nothing too unique there. Trading hours are pretty uniform across all the companies. Trade during the news. A few companies restrict you. You can't trade during the news. So if that's your thing, you can. No cap on maximum payout. I mentioned that up here. Like I said, I've been with them for over a year. If there was a cap, I feel like I probably would have hit it because I've withdrawn a substantial amount. One-step evaluation, real-time data, etc. Up to 20 accounts. So these things are kind of standard. That's why I'm skipping over them. There's nothing too unique to that, in all fairness. But trade multiple accounts. Now, a lot of companies have multiple accounts. 20 is definitely on the high side. I think that's usually like the biggest amount. And you can use a trade copier as well. So if you're not familiar with trade copiers, I'll put a link down below to that as well. There's one that I recommend, and there's a 10% discount for it. It's called Flowbot's Replicanto. I've been using it for over a year. So basically, you only have to trade one account, and it'll replicate your trades in all the other accounts that you link up. And it's fairly easy to use. It only works with NinjaTrader, but that's typically what most people use. Speaking of NinjaTrader, I want to talk about software really quick. So it's pretty simple. When you sign up, you'll get an account with Rithmic. So Rithmic is a data provider and is also kind of your account provider, if you will. So you can download Rithmic's free software, which is called RTrader Pro. You can use it to trade if you want, but it's not that powerful. It's not that great. You also get a free copy of NinjaTrader, which I do recommend. So take advantage of that. NinjaTrader is expensive software if you're not familiar with it, if you were to have to go out and buy it yourself. I own a copy of NinjaTrader, and I believe I paid about $1,300 US to fully buy a licensed copy of NinjaTrader. So the free copy will work with Rithmic. It won't work with like a brokerage account like NinjaTrader Brokerage or anything like that. That's why I had to go buy it. But we're getting a little bit outside of the scope, basically. You do get a free copy of NinjaTrader, RTrader Pro. Rithmic will be your data provider. Fairly standard. A lot of companies are offering CQG now as well. No word yet if Apex will offer that as well in the future. But I will mention another benefit, something that changed. This was several months ago. Apex actually got their own dedicated server with Rithmic. So in general, most companies start off on kind of the generic Rithmic server. And the problem is that Rithmic was having some troubles, to be honest. Like it was freezing, it would be down for a few hours, all these types of things. Not necessarily every day, but once in a while or busy periods, etc. Not exactly what you want when you're, trying to trade money. Apex was able to get their own dedicated server on Rithmic's feed, so they're separated from everybody else. So they've basically eliminated all those problems that a lot of the other companies have. So that is definitely a benefit as well. So I did want to talk about sales. I already kind of touched on it. Right now, like literally this ends January 3rd. So chances are a lot of people seeing this video, this sale does not matter. But what I will tell you is that come to my website and I will always keep you updated on the latest sales with Apex. Now they typically run an ongoing 50% off sale. So you can always get 50% off using the code CFT promo. But then as well, typically once a month, although sometimes it's every other month, they'll run a special promo. And it's, I was going to say it's often tied to holidays, but I'm not 100% sure that it is. This past year, they've made so many great changes. They usually kick them off with a promo as well. So they're kind of prone to do sales during holidays. So think like 4th of July, Labor Day, Christmas week, New Year's, like right now. But on top of that, when they make those big changes, they also ran promos. So definitely some hot promos pop up with Apex Trader funding. Typically, like the big sales are 80% off. So the 90% is definitely kind of a standout one. But you can almost count on like an 80% sale around the corner at any given moment if you're willing to wait. So just in all fairness, if you really want to wait, definitely do so. I'd encourage you though also to do the math. I think I found one thing just in talking with traders is, they'll hold out for a sale. But if you actually did the math, the difference between, say, a 50% sale and an 80% sale depends 100% on which account you were going for. But, it might only be a $30 or $40 difference depending on which account you're going for. So, do you want to wait and see, or do you just want to get started? That's a decision you will have to make. Okay, guys, I like to end the videos with going over some of my top pros as well as some cons. Let's try to be fair here. But in all fairness, Apex Trader Funding is my top recommended company. I can say that 100% hands down. They were already, and then with the changes they made in later 2022, it was just one after another, and all benefits to the trader. So they're really out there trying to help you guys out and offer the best product there is, and I think they do a standout job doing that. If I had to pick like my top 3 or 4 or 5 benefits, probably a year ago I would have being able to trade multiple accounts and trade during the news. But with all the changes they've made, I'm going to switch those up. Some of my biggest benefits are some of the newest things they've introduced. The 7 days to pass, I love that. I mean, 2 payouts per month, big difference. I mean, definitely it's a long haul when you're waiting for a payout once a month. Now it's fairly standard sometimes, but now being able to do withdrawals twice a month, definitely a huge perk. Especially if you're pulling out big numbers, it's nice just to get that money in your bank account. And then the 100% of the first 25K is huge. I mean, that is like by far way larger than any other company out there. So if you're just starting out, it's nice to know that first 25K you make is going to be 100% yours. I mean, that's a substantial amount of money to start with, and then on top of that, you're going to get 90% of everything after that, where a lot of other companies are still doing the 80-20 split. So that extra 10% does add up quite a bit. I'm also going to throw in the no scaling. I forget it. Oh, here it is right here. The no scaling once you're funded. I think that is huge. I mean, I know I like to trade how I trade my own personal accounts, and there's not a lot of rules on my own personal accounts because it's my own money. So the fact that Apex kind of mirrors that in a lot of ways, I think is fantastic. So definitely top recommended. If I had to pick on a few things just out of fairness, and these may well be changes that are coming in the near future, the Rhythmic connection, while they've gone out of their way to get their own server, there is some companies now offering the CQG connection, and that may well be coming for Apex as well. A lot of companies as well, and I suspect this will come to Apex, but I can't speak for sure, are offering Tradeovate now as an alternative to NinjaTrader. And that all has to do, without getting too much into the details, that NinjaTrader bought out Tradeovate. And so now there's been a whole integration thing happening, and I'm seeing more and more companies offer both softwares. And I think that will probably come to Apex as well. So, I mean, I can throw as a con that they don't have it as of the time I record this, but I have a feeling that by the end of 2023, and probably a lot sooner than that, that will just be happening for Apex as well. So guys, you are probably tired of me saying the words Apex Trader Funding and speaking their praises, but in all fairness and in all honesty, I love them. There's a reason why after almost a year and a half of being in business, they're just the top company that's out there. They took the industry by storm. I saw a lot of new companies pop up, kind of trying to replicate the Apex model in 2022, and some did an okay job at it, but nobody definitely kind of took the throne from Apex. They are still by far the standout company. So all of that said, guys, link down below to Apex, to my website, the code. Also put those other Apex links I talked about. I actually did an interview with Daryl Martin back mid-2022. I'll put a link to that interview if you want to learn more about Daryl, the founder, and why he started Apex Trader Funding. I think it's always great when the founders of these companies are willing to be out there and kind of be transparent and talk to me. And I am going to leave you with that, guys. I want to wish everybody a prosperous 2023, guys. Make it count. So much opportunity out there in the funded trader evaluation world. I am happy to be one of the go-to people out there, bringing you the details, bringing you the info, bringing you the reviews, bringing you the free courses. Come on, guys, what more could you want? I want to thank you so much for watching as well. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I didn't mention that. And I'll see you in the next video.